we get experimental. SciAnts. We're curious, non-judgmental.
We are in Big Brook, New Jersey. So if you actually look up on YouTube, Big Brook, New Jersey, it's a known fossil digging site. So there's a lot of, like, it's a great place to be able to find late Cretaceous shark teeth in particular. This whole place used to be underwater, 69 million years ago. We've also found ancient beaver teeth here, belemnite fossils, which are kind of like squid pens. Yep, so there's no digging. You can only sieve because of erosion. So we have sieves that we've brought, and we're going to be sieving for fossils today.
So Big Brook runs through, it runs through this river, kind of cuts through time. So on the surface, way up there is sort of modern time. And Agathor, welcome the heck in. And then as we get closer down to the river base, we get farther and farther back in time. And this river is known for late Cretaceous period fossils. It cuts primarily through the Navesink Formation. I was looking up stuff, which is that formation is known for marine fossils. So it's very rare that you find anything like a dinosaur, but lots of shark teeth, marine reptiles from that area. And what was interesting is when I was snooping around last night looking for alternative sites, there's a place over in Pennsylvania about an hour away. And it's a different formation. It's the Plains Formation. And it is also marine reptiles, but it is early Cretaceous. And it's a completely different set of fossils that you can find. And that's, I guess, in large part because, continental drift. So that long ago, this area was really far away from that other formation. And I think I may have just found a belemnite. I just saw it, just a fragment of a belemnite. Gosh, I just saw it here, you guys. You can help me look for a minute. It was just in front of my silly eyeballs not that long ago. Oh, here we go. I think. Yeah, it's in rotten shape. It's in rotten shape. But this is a belemnite fossil. Our first fossil of the day, you guys. I don't know that we're going to necessarily keep it. There are limits to how many you should bring. You can bring home, but I think what we'll do is we'll kind of keep an ongoing pile, and then at the end we sort through to see. Zoom and enhance. Okay. It is in rough shape, you guys. This is just a small fragment, and it's really been beaten up by the river. These are they're belemnite pens. So belemnites are extinct. They're an extinct cephalopod. But the belemnite fossils that you'll find is like their internal shell, and it looks just like a squid pen that you'd find today. And we have a squeaking baby, which is nice. Oh my goodness, you guys, she is already in the soil. Kite fish. We already have a belemnite fossil. It's not a glorious one, but I was just walking along the bank. We got a little Oh, holy moly, you guys. We have a whopper of a tooth, you guys. Holy cow.
And then Zach also
That is
found,
gorgeous.
you want me to fish it out?
Okay, are these the sieves that you 3D printed?
Yep. This is one of them.
Wow. This is amazing.
And then it's a possible. It looks like a. Well, maybe not now that I'm looking at it. Never mind. It's just a rock. I thought it might have
pretty
been.
rock.
I thought it might have been like a horse tooth or something. So it's got a similar shape.
But you guys, that is a whopper of a shark tooth for what we usually find. That's amazing. All right.
Yeah, y'all. I don't know. Lito was showing you all the side of the strata here. That's the different geological times. Last time we were out here, I think again, it was in March, we found a ton of shells along that area. No gold panning, Casey. We're just finding fossils. No evidence of there being any gold here. But yeah, so last time we've come out here, we found late Cretaceous shark teeth. We've also found belemnite fossils, which are like squid pins. We've also found beaver teeth and more. So we're just hunting via a sieve and just seeing what all can come in there. But thank y'all for the raid. Welcome in.
There's a tiny belemnite fossil.
Ooh, thank you.
Just if people want to see. I doubt it's a keeper, but
So y'all, this is a tiny belemnite fossil. So these creatures were similar to your modern day squid. They're like squid pins. The neat part about this one is it is hollow. Normally we don't get the hollow bits to it. So normally we get the ends and they look like this, where it's just like set and stuck. But it is hollow. So this is the tips, the head of the animal. The soft parts tend not to fossilize. There's maybe just like 2 or 3 examples in the literature of the whole like animal soft tissue being fossilized, which gives us an idea of what it looked like.
One was just sitting on the surface. Are you hunting, Munchkin? So we have a decent belemnite. This is the tip of it.
You do it like this.
It would be longer, but this is the top portion.
Nice.
And then we have the tiniest itty bittiest. I almost didn't even notice it as a shark tooth. Probably crow, one of the species of crow shark, if I had to guess. But we'll get a better look when we're under the microscope.
Yeah, we'll look under the microscope, y'all.
And I don't have the world's best pockets, so I thought I should come back.
And there's the sieve Lita's been using, just so you can tell y'all what it looks like. It's, yes, from Target.
We also have a bigger sieve that Stream got us if you're looking for bigger items. And then what type fish, and I actually don't know how our other friend wants mine.
All right, what is this one here?
it's
Whoa!
a fossilized oyster.
Oh, cool.
And it's in just really, really good shape. And I love it.
Nice. Yeah, the inside texture is really cool too.
Yeah, it's like super smooth because it didn't get worn down. Like this was mostly still in matrix.
Yeah.
On the bottom of the stream bed, and so you also still get lots and lots of this details, like all these layers from when it was growing.
Nice.
You want to come in the water?
I also found a mystery thing. I'll bring you over. Here's the mystery thing.
Oh, that looks like it's something.
It does look like it's something, and you can see it's like the red brown in between, and another layer of that same sort of shattered plates. No idea what it is. Literally no idea what that is.
But looks like something, yeah. Cool.
Right, and usually if it looks like something, it is something, even if you don't know what it is.
I have a tiny tooth fragment. May or may not be worth hanging on to, but like I said, we're keeping everything we get and then we'll sort through it at the end. What are you munching on? Do you getting snacks from Uppa?
You hold this and do, because I just don't want to take an eye off her. Sorry.
All right, chat. It's gonna be hard to see because the tooth portion is actually dark brown. It's just a fragment. Let's see if we can. Sorry, guys. Giving you a zoom in of the links behind here.
Ew.
I didn't mean to.
It's like a pine cone, Andrea said. And it's -30 on a scale of 1 to 10.
So it's really small, and like I said, it's not complete, but it is neat. We may, ooh, sorry guys. We will, like I said, we'll hang on to it and see. Sometimes when we're here, if we find a few shark teeth that isn't something that we're gonna, you know, either give to a school or a chat or keep for our collection, we'll sometimes just give it to, if they're kids or, you know, people collecting in the area who didn't find any shark teeth. Sometimes we'll do that. So we'll hang on to it for now, and then at the end we'll all look through the hall and see what we can find. And then here, is this a belemite? You guys, there's a belemite just sitting here. I think. Let's look together, shall we? And try not to make anybody sick, so I'm not just swinging around to look at it. Okay, who can spot the belemite here? Thank you so much for that follow, by the way. Alexa, appreciate you being here. All right. This, I'll pick it up and see. It's just a fragment. I think that's going to be a belemite, but let's see. Yeah. It's been eaten away by the river. Not the world's best specimen, but it is big and lovely. I kind of, ooh, and I dropped it in the river. I don't really mind when some of the fossils have sort of been bitten up by the river. I think it just reminds us where they came from. Like, sure, of course, you know, pristine fossils are nice too. I think there's a charm to some of these. I'm going to leave this out, maybe up on a rock if somebody, in case somebody wants it. Belemites are not too popular. I don't know why. Around these parts. And then I'm going to put the shark tooth into the collection bag for right now. You guys, I just found an amazing shark tooth just sitting where Munch was. You guys, look what I just found. Just sitting on the surface. You guys see that? Oh. Flint, you still have your... They can only hear me through your mic.
Yeah.
I forgot that the phone's not working.
The bunnygram, and now we're cheddar bunnying.
Okay. Hi, chat. You guys are with me now. You find anything cool?
I don't know. I think it's
Just a rock? Rocks can be cool.
well, it looks like it's split something, but it, I don't know. It's just weird. The way it's split. It's like it might be a bone that's split open or something.
Interesting.
But it could just be a rock that's shaped funny.
Smikes travel the world, Agathor. Hey guys. So this is part of the thing, you guys. Sometimes it just looks weird. You take it home and you try to identify it later. All right, you guys, you're going to come on a little stroll with me.
Lita, show the tree again. Our tree friend.
This is the tree we saw a while ago. I'll walk up closer to it, you guys. Flint has some feelings about it. Okay, so you guys, the amazing thing about this river, this brook, it's actually really shallow right now. If you, those of you who are around hanging with us on previous trips, it was up to our knees and really running. We haven't had as much rain recently. And But we're still finding good stuff. And what's interesting is, you know, things do get washed down the river. So cutting through the formation, but we're also standing right on the formation. Now we don't dig into the riverbed. You can use small trowels and stuff, but you really want to be respectful. But let's see if I can do this without. See, I think the reflections can get in the way, but you can actually see fossils sticking out of the riverbed. See if I can get a different angle from it, but probably not. Do you see those white things kind of in the ripples here and here? I know you guys can't get a good view, but it's interesting that the fossils are just sticking right on out. So we are going to just browse the side of the river. So they really don't want you collecting outside of the banks. They don't want you digging. So you can sift in things if you're inside the water, but they don't want you digging into the bank itself. But if there are fossils just laying on the top of the bank, like the several belemnites we found and that one pretty nice shark tooth, then you are allowed to take them. You just can't disturb the bank. No digging into the bank. So we're just gonna browse. Right now, I haven't gone in past my ankles this whole time. I've been so tired of getting wet doing this that I'm just like wearing my, you know, beach outfit. And I brought just like water shoes instead of my waterproof boots. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to find a clever way to get past this. Look out for poison ivy. Yeah, I mean, there is poison ivy around, but I think since I'm literally walking in the river, I think I'm fine. So we were here just a few days after this big slide came down. Took down a bunch of trees. And then that is the precarious tree that's just hanging on. Hanging on. All right, guys, I think we might go up the river. We might circle back and go down this other way, but we're going to have to find a clever way to get around those trees. Bulent seems to get agitated when I just climb over trees, precariously strewn about trees. Well, there are members of the party that are particularly sensitive to poison ivy, so we are trying to be careful. I am, you know, not one of those people. I mean, do I enjoy getting poison ivy? No. All right, so I'm just scanning the banks right now. So this place is known for shark teeth. I mean, we found a couple already, but it's really famous for its shark teeth. There are a bunch of, hang on guys, we do have a bunch of, oh, we have somebody found their first shark tooth. We're going to go look at that. Oh, and it's an impressive one. Hang on guys, we're going to go do a quick turnaround. Come along with me, chat. I'm going to try to do it slowly. What do we have?
Shark tooth.
Ooh.
Or fish tooth.
Sorry, guys. Let's fix this.
However you want to say that.
Whoa. Very nice tooth. Holy moly, you guys. Gorgeous. Hang on, we're going to zoom in. Look at that baby. Holy cow. Holy cow. Beautiful. At first glance, you guys, I'm going to say that's a goblin shark tooth. We won't know really until we take a good look under the scope. Goblin shark teeth are, there are a number of species, but goblin shark teeth are one of the most common shark teeth that you can find here. There's actually an extinct species, the most common species of the goblin sharks that you can find here is an extinct species, which is kind of cool. And so we're just going to browse. You can also find fish teeth. You know, I know, semantics, sharks are fish, but other types of fish teeth here. Wired up and wear it. Yeah, I think Kitefish might. She found, last time she was here, she found a beaver tooth. So not a giant beaver tooth. So not late Cretaceous. It's probably more like 30,000 years ago. And she was actually just talking about maybe turning that into a piece of jewelry. Fishman, can we find your teeth? We could find your ancestor fish's teeth. Potentially. We'll see. Now that I have you guys with me, watch, we won't find anything even up on the banks. I thought I'd just give Mr. Dr. Balint and Munchkin a little time. But we have found a few things just laying about, so. Including a fair bit of glass, you guys. So if you happen to come to this area, just be careful. There are a lot of people who go barefoot here, but wow. I'm doing my my water shoe thing. Hot local grandpa, how's it going? Can I have all my teeth ripped out and replaced with shark teeth implants, or is that generally a bad idea? You know, that is between you and your dental care professional. I would not want to hazard an opinion. Carissa, how are you? Where do they get the bare feet from? Also, poor bears losing their feet. I know. It is terrible. Bare feet and bare hands. So the shark teeth that we find, I mean, the teeth that we're collecting are not really scientifically valuable, which is why we're just allowed to come here and respectfully collect. Respectfully being the key word here. But really most of, I almost just wiped out with you guys. But most of what we know about ancient sharks comes from their teeth. And I know we talk about this all the time, but sharks, just because they have cartilage-based skeletons, we just don't have that many preserved skeletons. We don't have that much information about them beyond their teeth. So you can usually, scientists are pretty good at knowing what species was there just based on the small differences in their teeth that they see. I think we found a tip of a belemite. It's really a mess. It's still all wound up in the river. But I'm going to just put it up in case somebody, put it up here in case somebody sees it and wants it. Poor belemites. A lot of people are just not interested in belemites. They look at them and then just pass them along. Andrew CZ, welcome the heck in. How are you? Okay, guys, I have no idea what this is. But it's weird, so I might... Oh, and I dropped it. It's an odd shape. I'll ask somebody. I'm not necessarily a fossil. It might be a trace fossil, but it also could just be a weird rock formation. These things are known to happen. So the efficient way to do this is with the sieve chat, but since it's just me and you guys, we're just gonna browse, see if anything catches our... Oh, see? Belemite. What did I tell you? That's a pretty nice one, too. Stego Stampede. Holy freaking moly. Fedorasaur, how are you? Welcome the heck in. Let me go take you guys back to Blint. I'm sure he's going to want to welcome you guys in. Oh, we have more belemite tips. Whoa. All right, you guys, hang on. Welcome the heck in, Raiders. How was your stream? What have you guys been up to? I'm going to just, without making anybody motion sick, I'm going to try to mosey on down to Valent so he can also give you guys a welcome. What kind of fossils have we found today? We found some nice belemite fossils, and I found one or two, I think, what, two decent shark teeth, really small ones, but that's all right. And then kite fish, some of the people were with kite fish, found a really sizable goblin shark tooth. I mean, I'm guessing it's a goblin shark tooth. We'll need to see. And don't ask me what species. That's a more detailed question. That requires finer investigation, you guys. I can't just eyeball that one. It is a gorgeous day. It was supposed to be in the really high 80s where we are, and we just drove a little over an hour northeast, so we're closer to the shore and we're a bit north. And it is, I think, 74 or 75. It is just... I'm dressed like it should be 95 because it's just been so hot where we are. I did not believe the weather forecast. And I've also gotten really tired of every time I come here, I just get soaking wet. Okay, here we are. We're coming up on Valent. Raiders, tell me everything about your stream. Thank you guys for being here. I'm sure Valent is excited as well. I just don't want to give him, I don't want to deprive him of the opportunity to yell, Raiders! So hang on.
Here. Would you mind holding? And then let me mic you. And
You guys, we turn around for half a second. Munchkin's being silly. So here we go, chat. Bunch of belemites. They're similar to squid pens. So these are really the only way belemites fossilize. So I don't know if we're going to keep any of these. We'll kind of put them in a pile and we'll see. Yeah, she's building her immunities. A little of dirt never hurt anybody, right? I mean, not entirely true, but... Uh-oh, Raiders! Raiders! Welcome the heck in. Smikes, do you want us to keep you one?
I sound old, Turgis? I know. I mean, the proper demographic, Turgis, for Twitch should be that I need to be younger than 30, single, and attractive. I don't hit any of those boxes, so I don't know what you're doing here, sir. So yeah, y'all, to get through, see if we can find anything just on the surface. But yeah, we're just kind of going through, cutting through these bits here, and just seeing, you know, what's on the surface. Shouldn't be digging. Lita said that some gentleman was digging for the mosasaur tooth. Should not be digging into the riverbanks, but it looks like there are some baby fish in here too. Water's a bit slower moving here. And maybe something got washed up on shore. Let's take a look at the banks, y'all. Oh, there we go. Already an oyster shell there. I don't know what you're talking about, Sam. Why would he do that, Sam? That'd be crazy. And then another oyster shell here. See, some are just like right on the surface. Crazy to think about. Like, oh, there's a 70 million year old fossil just sticking out. We do have some crane flies. So this little zone is probably less than ideal. We probably got mosquitoes breeding here too. I know, Smikes, Turgis is not that old to have remembered 15-cent hamburgers. I'll tell you that right now, Smikes. No way. Also interesting to see how different just like the textures of the soil look. It's like the textures here very different from where Munch was digging. It's like there's no stones here or anything. I'm sure if we started sieving, maybe we'd get something a little bit deeper, but the texture of the soil is just very, very different. Thank you, Glitch. Really? That's amazing, Turgis. See if there's anything up on the surface here. Again, probably not. Like, it looks like it's kind of picked through. Maybe there's something around here. Oh yeah, here we go. It's much more rocky again. Like, there's a whole texture change again. So this is where we want to sieve some more. I get nervous about my sieving skills, y'all, with holding the phone as well with the gimbal. So, did not bring the sieve along, but it's still neat to go exploring and see these. It's really pretty and peaceful, like Travel was saying. All right, let's cut back over to Miss Lita. She needs me to claim back the munchkin. Yeah, I am looking at the stones in case anything does pop out. Probably too far away from my eyes unless it was like a really nice big sample. But oh, something fun to look at. Alita was telling y'all about the rules for the area of how deep you're supposed to be able to dig, how much, you're able to take just to maintain these. Hello, Reese Cup. It is beautiful weather. Mostly, Golganak, like. Hi, Queen Coffee. Welcome in. Friday I saw my grandson. He says, Grams? Aw, that's amazing. Was this the first time, Coffee Rocks? Welcome on in, madame. Yeah, Golganak, these trees are like, trying to hang in there. Are they great at it, Golganak? No. But they're trying. Literally, Charlie's Dragons. How the heck are you, Charlie's Dragons? It is great to see you. When are we jacketing? So that's the great part, Charlie's Dragons. The fossils we're hunting for are small, easy to find. I mean, relatively speaking. And we don't even need to jacket them. We just pick them up and move on our very way. To remove the trees, Reese Cup, this is a park. So I think there's some state oversight. So I think like the park bureau or whoever comes in and removes the trees. But I mean, there's also just like random pipes. So I don't know who actually does any removal. First time said that. Oh, nice, Coffee Rocks. Possibly, yes. See, Charlie's Dragons, this is why you get paid the big bucks, because that is a grade A joke. Because it is technically jacketing them. Pocket jacketing them. Oh. Yeah, y'all, again, here's like those oysters. Oyster fossil just sitting out. And then we just look through the rocks and try to ID if there's anything in between them. Hi, viewer. Welcome in. How are you doing? Let's go off this way for a sec, y'all. There's our favorite tree. Still hanging on, y'all. Now that's hanging on by a thread. And the fact that there's like another tree like fallen over resting on it. Oh, because viewer, it's like just hanging. It's just goofy. It's Starry Lauren. Welcome in. How's it going? Hoping all is well. Yeah, viewer, nothing, nothing like made a sense of like what type of tree or anything like that. It's just we kept every time we come out, we take a look at it. Like, huh, has it not fallen yet? Nope. Soil texture again changed in this area, y'all. It's faster moving water, so it's more soil. But then up here, a little bit more on that rocky side. Oh, we got a beautiful dragonfly too. Let's see if we can zoom in on this dragonfly. A pretty little dragonfly. Woo. Enjoy, Sam. Enjoy. Looks like we have some crane flies at various stages in the water. Whoa. Y'all. Let me see if I can get a good view of it. I don't know if y'all will be able to see the metallic body on this creature. Oh, it's gone. Oh, there it is. It keeps fluttering. Yep, this is a damselfly. Good catch, Miss Capri. Look at that. Y'all, look at that beautiful structural color there. We actually were talking about a similar creature on Friday for new species of the week. That was an ant that had a metallic body. They didn't test why it has that kind of color, but in the past, other creatures like beetles have been suggested to have this kind of color for camouflage. There might also be other information here too, on top of the camouflage, meaning there could be like a predator threat, like, you know, telling them that, hey, I have either some kind of venom component or some kind of toxin to keep away. So it's like a warning signal. Or it could also be for communication. So those are the three primary hypotheses as to why animals, especially insects, are these kind of metallic structural color in nature. And again, testing these has only been, I don't know, subpar, because they'll put out little 3D printed models with different colors. Either it be, you know, iridescent in color, or it'll be solid in color, and then see how many birds peck at them. But they're 3D printed models, so you have no real idea of, you know, how accurate it is in terms of representing what's going on truly in nature. We love you, in fact, the Jaded Fairy. How about?
Find anything?
We found a beautiful green iridescent damselfly. No, you're right. So, that is a belemnite piece, 70 million year old squid pin equivalent.
It's missing the point to it.
Yep.
But
Point would be on this side, and then you can see this is the open part. So we do have, this is the open part here that would continue down the length of the body of the creature. The soft tissue would be further down this way. And then this is where the tip would be. It'd be very, very pointy. I think there's another one here too.
and so if you look up the bank, you can see some of the layers of shells and whatnot where shells were deposited. And you can also see where people were digging out fossils from the bank, which, once again, chat, we don't do for a number of reasons. One is it's really destructive to the ecosystem, and number two, if we are disrespectful to the ecosystem, they will just close off this site for fossil hunting, which just happens time and time again. This is why this is one of the few places around in our area that they still allow us, so we want to be extra respectful. But you can see the little notches where people have dug. That's not natural erosion.
These little indents.
Well, I don't know about the tiny ones, but you can usually, and if you walk along, you can actually see the sediment, like the more recent, there'll be like gouge marks and the sediment that they disturbed around it.
Every time I go fossil hunting, I get sentimental about what I find.
Wah, wah, wah.
All dad jokes especially welcome today for Father's Day.
Especially welcome today.
Yeah, y'all, here we go. 2 pieces of belemite right here just sitting on the edge. Lita has her search images down. See this one? Can't tell which one's the top. The other one has a little bit of an indent going so that you can differentiate which is the top and which is the bottom. But here, see, it's fully solid, as is on this side. Maybe it's thinning out, going a little this way, in which case this would be the top. And then this would be the bottom going towards the soft tissue of the creature. And then here, this is the other one we found, y'all. This one we can differentiate. So this is the top where it's solid. And then here is the underside where the beginning of the tissue would be. There's also some suggestion that maybe it was an air pocket for buoyancy here. But again, there's no way of testing because the animals are now extinct. Not due to human intervention this time. The tic-tac-toe, I know. I think she did, Sam. See, a quick glance, there might, this I think is a, this looks like a shell fossil. You can even see if you're looking at the cross section, there's some sand, like slate above and below. It also feels much different. So we have a shell fossil there. But let's maybe go down right around here. There we go. So I'm just gonna be putting them in here and see. And again, then we just look through. Oh, and there's another shell, y'all. It is a different one. It's not the same. Structurally different. There's a different ridge, so another clamshell. And kind of wild, y'all. It's another 70 million year old clamshell that we just holding in your hand. See, probably another piece here. Nothing complete. It's still really pretty to see. Let's see where we can get a little bit better dig. So just reaching in the soil, grabbing some more pieces. And we'll sift through it in a second. Y'all can take a look at the water as I'm doing this. All right. So, thank you, Agathor. Have a lovely evening, my friend. We have another shell. This one I think is really cool because it has that rounded bit still in there. Much more intact than what we found previously. Nice and smoothed out on the inside, but still textured on the outside, so it probably hasn't been running down the brook that long. I can put that over here. Let's see. Another shell bit. Let's see. Ooh. I think this is definitely some kind of fossil. Hello, Yeet Yeet. Definitely some kind of fossil. It almost has like a little sand dollar or crab vibe to it. It's really cool. Yeet, we're doing well. We are out at Big Brook hunting for fossils. I'm going to put that one in my pocket, y'all, so Lita and Miss Fish can take a look. But we're looking through these samples, Yeet, and just seeing if we have anything special, like is there a fossil. We're looking for like shark teeth, belemnite, other weird things that just stick out. Munchkin's also, like, she wandered off with Lita, but she's been swimming around in the water and playing in the mud. Oh, that's pretty. Probably just a rock, but still. Still pretty. So there's a piece of belemnite here. Again, the cross section is really cool to see. This cross section doesn't have any orientation, meaning that we can't tell what's the top and what's the bottom because there's no indent. There's not that hollow part of it. But still, the cross section is cool to see. Yeah, we're just looking through. So just looking for any shark teeth. Munchkin found a really cool one earlier today. But see, as we're looking through, we're finding something each time. Not necessarily the shark teeth that we want, but something still popping out. Whew. All right, let's go a little bit different location here. A little bit faster moving. We'll try here for a sec. Yes, Lodok, the lovely, the beautiful, the all-powerful, the breathtaking Fishman is here. Which, as we know, Lodok, Fishman is good luck for any and all people, in fact. That's how you say the biased. So I'm going to start digging right here. Not really digging, of course, just like pushing through here. We'll grab some sample. See what we can find. Hopefully some fish teeth. Indeed, Sam. Hi, Lady Cricket. We found some nice shark teeth. Some really nice intact ones. We think goblin shark and crow shark. We've also found some nice belemnite pieces. And so I'm currently just sifting a little. So here, we've got here, this is another clamshell. 70 million years old. Nice, Lady Cricket. Yeah, just sifting on through if we find anything cool. It's neat because every time that you take in some of these rocks and sift through them, you're gonna find something. Like, either the shells, the belemnite, the teeth. There's different ones of different rarities. There's a sign at the entrance to the park that kind of breaks down what are the most commonly found fossils here, and then like different levels of rarity. But basically it's just us going through and trying to identify, with a search image essentially in our head of like, oh, well, what looks different? We are in New Jersey. We have found in the past, not sponge fossils, but we found trace fossils of like ghost shrimp and other features like that. Yeah, we're just sieving through. Hitman World of 3, Fishman. That sounds lovely. Yeah, I'm just taking a quick look, y'all, so you get a view of the mud. Hello, Pootrick, you beautiful soul. Pootrick, how are you doing? Poot, we are... Poot. We're looking for fossils. Oh, well. I feel like this is something. It feels like that upper bit is a tooth, and then it's like the lower bit is some kind of part of the mandible. I'll put it in the pocket. Oh, thank you, Pootrick. Pootrick, earlier Munchkin was, she discovered mud. And so she was playing in the mud. And then she accidentally, fell into the water. She kind of rolled in. And the reaction was unbridled excitement. She was so excited. And she was just splishy splashing away. I'm just getting some new sample, y'all. We'll sift through it in a minute. And then whatever we find, y'all, we'll put it under the microscope probably tomorrow. I'd be the same way. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bootrick. And then, of course, you know, when she was taking a break, she had to sit in my lap, covered. And so now I'm also covered in mud. And then when Lita was in the water, or when she was in the water, then she jumped on Lita as well. So then Lita's soaked now, too. Yes, 7 Up Crow. We do microscopy every Monday. We look at things under the microscope. Every Monday, 7, we do 30 million year old amber with a mystery insect in it that we identify live as a stream. We also do insects, fossils that we've collected, and more. Well, there's glass. Not a fossil. Hooray for the mud. I know, jaded. I should have brought a swimsuit and a change of clothes, too. More glass. Yay! Whew. Sleazy, you're beautiful. Oh, well, I mean, sleazy. Listen. Everyone has munchy butt. Alright, let's try again. Oh, no, I mean, I'm sure the glass could be old, but I left it out on the soil. I don't need people to be getting there. I'm not sure where, Sam, because it goes a while. Like how long the brook extends. I don't know how long, like how far it's come down. That's for you, Coop. That's for you, Sleazy. It is. So, Putrick, this is a public park. And you can come digging for fossils. And then when she pointed out that angle of it, I was like, yeah, I can see it. So she's just a wizarding on that front. Let's see. These are smaller bits, y'all, so maybe there's something in here. Well, I mean, Sam, without context, you knew that was going to be the case. Exactly. Oh, I hear Munchkin. She sounds like she's totally over it. There's a shell fragment, y'all. See, something was found. I'll do maybe one more round. I'll check on Miss Lita. I can hear ya. Munchkin is not pleased. Whew. The Sloppy Salamander, how are you doing today, by the way? That beautiful view today. What a lovely day, y'all. Munchkin has thoughts, chat.
We found a bunch of belemnites.
Hold on. I'm going to shift you over on the microphone so we can hear you.
Guys, we found a bunch of belemnites. We found, maybe Belinda can show these to you guys, or Kitefish. Could you take these out of the bag? I just think she's going to knock them if I take them out. Kitefish is going to take you through this, guys.
You can narrate or what's there if you wanted to.
Yeah. We found 2 shark teeth and 1 shark tooth fragment. And then we found quite a few belemnites. Kitefish made out really well. She found a whopper. So this is the shark tooth, you guys, that was just sitting right by Munchkin up on the banks. Woo! Really nicely preserved. This is a really petite crow shark tooth. And this one I'm not sure about. It's hard to see, but it's a fragment and you can see it's serrated. It's actually a little bit more of the tooth than I thought when I was thinking back on it. So it's not bad. I think we'll definitely keep these top 2. I'm not sure about that. And then maybe we'll keep 1 or 2 of the belemnites. I'll show you guys the belemnites we have. We have a whole heck of a lot of belemnites, you guys. I found these 2. I'll just show you here. Blint can steer you guys. These are all belemnites, you guys. Nobody needs that many belemnites. The ones that are gray looking, gray in color, if you were to scrape under that, that's really just the sediment from the formation. They weren't in the river long enough to have it washed off. These that are sort of this amber color, they are stone, and they're actually the same stone as the gray ones. They've just been tousled around in the river enough to have that layer totally cleared away. So we have a lot of those. I'm sure we're not gonna keep all of them. We might keep 1 or 2 for a raffle. We might keep 1 or 2 to give to a school visit when we go.
I found something I'd love your feedback on too.
Oh, and Belint found something.
There we go. It looks weird.
I think it's a shell.
It was just like the weird internal looks to it.
Kitefish.
It almost looked like a sand dollar, a little bit crabby, even like the internal parts.
I superficially say shell, but
the little layers, that looks very shell-like
yeah.
to me. And then this part being filled with stone is pretty common for shell pieces, but that doesn't mean I'm for sure right.
So both of us are leaning towards shell, but not 100%. Either way, it is still a 70 million year old shell, 75-ish million year old shell. And then Kitefish found a few things.
So these are the shell pieces I'm taking home.
Whoa, beautiful. Holy moly.
So like your piece that I think is shell could have been like any part of the sticker where you have like lots, like the animal would have been at its smallest right here.
Yeah.
And that's why you get so many layers and it thins as it goes out. Because
yeah.
Those are sort of, I don't know, I want to call them growth rings. That's not technical.
But
so
yeah.
Your piece of shell could easily be a section from right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And then this is just another piece of the oyster, I know.
And you also found what we think is a goblin shark tooth, but either way, it's a decent sized tooth.
I know Blint showed this off earlier. This is a total mystery thing.
Okay, something cool.
Yeah, exactly, because there's layers of stuff, and then we have a inner stone, but then we have more layers of whatever that layer is.
There we go.
Whoa. Y'all check that out.
That is
beautiful.
Yeah, it is. That is
the two
one
different
heck
color
of
shades as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because that's the base of the
but
tooth,
like it's...
and then that's the enameled part. But yep,
gorgeous.
really cool. Really cool.
Maybe if we ask nicely, we can put it under the microscope tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see what we can learn about it.
Oh.
Mike's
All right.
excited too.
So that's it for the fossils. Well, our other companion has found some pretty amazing things. I don't know if he's willing to share, but with what he's found on.
Mostly just the belemnites. I found a couple of shark teeth.
Found a few really cool shark teeth, is my memory.
Skip, welcome in. Happy Father's Day to you too.
I found this, which I'm not sure what it is, but it's
Mystery item.
Striations that way, and then that, so it's kind of cool. But
Whoa, some nice belemnites. Oh, and two really cool shark teeth.
Whoa, yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that.
that is a sizable one, and then there's one down here also. Oh, and they're really nicely intact, you guys. Really cool. Really, really cool.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. So we're not gonna, at least Belinda and I, we're not gonna keep all of our belemnites. We might, there are a few people around. We might see if they want them, or if not, we'll put them. Yeah, leave them up on the shore for somebody. Because if we just put them back in the river, they tend to just get beaten up. Might get just washed away. Although the belemnites are a lot hardier than the shark teeth. I feel bad putting the shark teeth fragments right back in the water because they're just gonna not dissolve.
You guys found the munchkin blueberry. All right, y'all. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us today for the fossil hunting stream. We'll be back live tomorrow for Microscopy Monday, Tinker Tuesday on Tuesday. Wednesday is a special mineral dig site and museum. The plan. Thursday will be game night. Friday will be science news. Saturday, sci-fi science, and another IRL on Sunday. All right, that's the upcoming schedule, y'all. So 7 days a week, all kinds of fun science content here as we push for all things science on Twitch.